one of the conditions that the CPB and Rich Harwood put on applying for this, participating in this engagement initiative, was that we already had some work on the table. And the work that we have on the table is potentially the defining work of our organization up to its being as it is now. For 20-odd years, we were a public radio station that played classical music and news. And in 2003, we split the station in two, went all news and all classical on two separate FM stations. And at that time, we said, we want to be a trusted voice in the community when it comes to local news. And I made a specific decision that I would lobby for us to do that in a particular way. Rather than build a traditional news department, I wanted to build a public affairs program that would be a space where we could talk about who we are as a community, where we're going, and to really have the kinds of conversations that we do have on the air, and that absolutely fit in with the kind of conversations that I know Rich Harwood has been having with individual communities around the country, to figure out how do we move beyond some of the failings of the dialogue that we hear all the time, whether it's among real people out there in the community, or whether it's within newspapers, within alternative weeklies, whether it's within radio. How do we move past that kind of dialogue and really get to the heart of the matter of who are we as a community, how do we address the problems that we face, and how do we find solutions? You know, because oftentimes in the media we focus on the black and the white, the left and the right, you know, the right and the wrong, and we don't go to that next step and focus on solutions. So sometimes it makes better radio to focus on the problems and not the solutions. So the defining work that we've done to give ourselves an identity as a radio station is absolutely in the crosshairs of this whole question of who are we as a community in Las Vegas, how do we become a community, and how do we take ownership of the problems that we have, and how do we create a sense of place, a sense of belonging. And it would be wonderful if people, when you met them in Las Vegas, when you say, where are you from, they said, I'm from Green Valley, or I'm from Summerlin, rather than, well, I'm from Michigan, or I'm from Chicago. Because that's what people say now. So the reason why we want to be in this community engagement initiative is because we feel for the last 3 years we've made some good strides in trying to make radio programming that articulates these very issues that we're sort of all reaching for in the wider community. So what we're looking for now is some counsel and some guidance and some knowledge of how we can strengthen that, and how we can use new technology to broaden and deepen those discussions that we can start on the air, but can obviously fan out in many directions through other technologies.